So they're here defending the title. Kevin Lloyd won the 500 chairs. He's here. Richard Musson, who won the 350 and the 500, isn't here. And this is where we're going to get it wrong. Ian Rutter won the 250, we think, and he's certainly here. So we'll be put right probably on that one if we've got that wrong. Right, 250 gets underway. First man to show, first race of the day in the first turn, Mike Nicholson. So Mike Nicholson, British 250 champion back in 1977. We've got a spill on the first turn. Yellow flags out, red flags down at the moment. Graham Evans there with his eye on proceedings. Yellow flag, still a yellow flag. So racing carries on with Mike Nicholson still in front. Graham Thomas in second place. Well, we'll give you confirmation who went down in a minute. I think it was Carl Wilkes, but we'll confirm that. So, we've got Nicholson still in the lead. We've got Graham Thomas in second place, Ronnie Ratcliffe in third, Steve Dearn in fourth. And we think it's the Telford youngster who went down. We'll confirm it in just a moment. Meanwhile, down on the bottom turn, we've got Graham Thomas challenging for the lead, but it's still Mike Nicholson. Out in front, Mike Nicholson, number 34, leading from Graham Thomas second, Ronnie Ratcliffe third, then Steve Dearn. And behind Steve Dearn, Paul Reed, number 48. Well, Graham Thomas making a big last bend effort as we come to the checkered flag. Who's it going to be? Graham Thomas on the outside, but it is Mike Nicholson who gets there. Graham Thomas second, Ronnie Ratcliffe third, Steve Dearn fourth. In fifth place was number 21, Rob Allman, and behind him was number 48, Paul Reed. So we got confirmation. It was Carl Wilkes, unfortunately, went down. First bend, first race. Today, all the points count within the class, including the final, so you can't afford to slip up in the heats. And, well, Carl already had a big disadvantage, obviously, in the 250 class. Confirmation then, first race of the day, a win for number 34, Mike Nicholson. In second place, we'll get it official, 34, Mike Nicholson. In second place, number 314, Graham Thomas. In third place, number 93, Ronnie Ratcliffe. In fourth place, number 433, Steve Dearn. In fifth place, number 21, Robert Almond. In sixth place, number 48, Paul Reed. In seventh place was number 196, Matthew Classen. Eighth, number 193, Andy Bates. Ninth, number 223, Mike Bowden. And 10th, number 343, Kev Phillips. Those numbers again, 34, 314, 93, 433, 21, 48, 196, 193, 223, 343. We move on, race 2. The only non-starter, Kevin Lanchester. So in this one, is it going to be the old firm of Mark Wadsworth up front, or what about John Dormer? John and Mark have had some good races over the last few years, and Mark Wadsworth, terrible start, into the lead goes Lee Cooper, number 194, but Mark Wadsworth already making moves. Comes up in the second place, John Dormer back in third as they go into the bottom turn. Jason Stott there in about fourth place. Lee Cooper still up there, but it's Waddy leading as they come off the bend. Mark Wadsworth out in front. In second place, number 229, Richie Knight. John Dormer back in fourth. Stott up there in second. Jason Stott and Richie Knight side by side into the bottom turn. But Mark Wadsworth with about a 30-metre lead at half distance leads from Jason Stott now. Richie Knight, John Dormer, Lee Cooper. And behind Lee Cooper, Jonathan Edwards. Behind Jonathan Edwards, number 145, Carl Clark. And behind him, number 713, Rob Jones. So, last lap flag at the ready. Woody's still leading. Jason Stott trying to get on turn, still in second. Still Richie Knight and John Dormer, Lee Cooper. So the order's still unchanged. Well, Mark just going up the tank a little bit, going into that bottom turn. Jason still trying to get on terms, but it's going to be a win for 10 times British champion. Mark Wadsworth, Jason Stott second, Richie Knight third, John Dormer fourth, Lee Cooper fifth, and in sixth place, Carl Clark. Then the result of race number 2, the 250s, a win for number 344 Mark Wadsworth. In second place, number 94 Jason Stott. In third place, number 229 Richie Knight. In fourth place, number 76 John Dormer. In fifth place, number 194 Lee Cooper. In sixth place, number 145 Carl Clark. And in seventh place, number 713, Rob Jones. Race 2, numbers 344, 94, 229, 76, 194, 145, and 713. We move on to the 500 chairs, race number 3. Line up, 5 outfits on the line. Who's it going to be? How about Carl Squirrel? Carl Squirrel with John Ellis in the chair today. Carl Squirrel, British champion, of course, in 1990. And the one and only John Ellis in the chair. Can't make up his mind whether he's English or French. And the commentator's rules are never give John Ellis the mic. It's going back to France in 2 weeks' time, I'm told. If you don't know John Ellis, you don't know what you're missing. Carl Squirrel and John Ellis, I can say that, you see, when he's sat on the line, he can't hear me. The trouble is, somebody will go and tell him. Right, we've got Kevin Good, Roger Newman, Rob Williams and Brian Canning as they get off the line. Absolutely nothing in it. Rob Williams up there. He's the first turn. Williams leads. Squirrel there. He's second. Brian Canning in fourth. Canning coming through into third. Well, as they go down the back straight, it's Rob Williams, the flying Welshman from South Wales, leading. Whoops, Carl! And Squirrel goes a tremendous box of tricks on that bottom turn. So, we have a red flag. The race is stopped and Carl Squirrel really took a tumble then. Straight is Rob Williams, the flying Welshman from South Wales, leading. Whoops, Carl! And Squirrel goes a tremendous box of tricks on that bottom turn. So, we have a red flag. The race is stopped and Carl Squirrel really took a tumble then. That was a nasty one. And Brian Canning and Colin Lewis. So just 4 outfits get away in the rerun. And again, Rob Williams, superstar. Brian Canning on the inside, but again the Welsh crew lead. Rob Williams pulling away out of that top turn, but Brian Canning gets the drive. Brian Canning trying to get on terms with Rob Williams. Into the bottom turn, order still the same. Rob Williams leading, Brian Canning there in second. So Welshman gets it a little bit sideways, but he's still there. Still Brian Canning second, Roger Newman in third. And in fourth place at the moment, Kenny Coo. Well, Brian Canning again gets the drive out of that top turn, trying to get on terms with Rob Williams, but Rob's having none of it. Still there, gets it a little bit sideways on the bottom turn. Brian trying to get around the outside, but the order's still the same. Brian Canning again trying to get on terms out of that top turn, and goes in the bottom turn a little bit closer this time, trying to go around the outside, but it's a long way around the outside. Into the last lap, still Rob Williams leads. Brian Canning second. Roger Newman third. And Brian Canning tried all he knows. He'll try and lock it up. He'll come on the inside, I think, this time. He knows he's got to come through on the inside. There's no way around the outside. So, into the last turn, and Rob Williams, give him his due. He's rode a smashing race. Rob Williams then off the bend. Brian tries the inside, but Rob gets there. Rob Williams wins it. Brian Canning second. Roger Newman in third, and in fourth place, Kevin Goode. So, that was a cracker of a race, it really was. Well, Brian tried around the outside, knew there was no way around, tried the inside, but Rob Williams just got the legs, and he gets there. So, race number 3 goes to number 14, Rob Williams and Carwyn Jones-Davis. In second place, number 49, Brian Canning and Colin Lewis. In third place, number 75, Roger Newman and Mark Newman. And in fourth place, number 438, Kevin Goode and Dick Allroyd. Those numbers again, 14, 49, 75 and 438. We move on to race 4, the only non-starter, Dave Howells and Scott Dunn. Race number 4, we've got Kevin Lloyd and Al Pithouse. Kevin Lloyd, of course, runner-up in the British Championship, 91 and 90. We've got Brian Palmer, number 71. Brian Palmer and Craig Herbert, former runner-up in the British Championship. Top contender for a number of years, the local crew, number 887, Jim Rowlands and Mark Griffiths. Jim, of course, former 250 exponent. Number 4, Jerry Squirrel and Paul Stafford. Jerry, of course, is Carl's father. So, away we go with Brand in the lead, and then in straight and Brian Palmer. So, Southeasterner leads, and Kevin Lloyd at the moment back in an unfamiliar third place, but I'm sure Kevin will do something about that before this race is finished. But at the moment it's Brian Palmer out in front, it's Jerry Squirrel in second, Kevin Lloyd in third, Jimmy Rowlands in fourth. Kevin Lloyd, pretty much an unfamiliar position for him, and seems to be able to do a lot about getting on terms with the two leaders. So, Brian Palmer, on the go, leads by some 30 metres from Jerry Squirrel and Paul Stafford. In third place, Jerry Lloyd and Al Pithouse. On the left lane. Tiny little bit of dust kicking up over on that far side. It's hard to believe this was ankle deep in mud on Wednesday night. Right, we go into the last lap. Kevin Lloyd trying to go through on the inside of Jerry Squirrel. I think you'll find he'll get that same spot by the end of this one. He's got one turn to do it. He's got a lot to do, but Kevin trying to go around the outside. Trying to lock up, come on the inside. Brian Palmer wins. Second place goes to... Well, I know I think we're second, but we'll leave that up to the lap scorers. So, close there for second between Jerry Squirrel and Kevin Lloyd. No doubt about the winner, Brian Palmer and Craig Herbert. Number 71, Brian Palmer and Craig Herbert. In second place, everyone agrees, was number 4, Jerry Squirrel and Paul Stafford. In third place, number 7, Kevin Lloyd and Al Pithouse. And in fourth place, number 887, Jimmy Rowlands and Mark Griffiths. Those numbers again, 71, number 4, number 7 and number 887. We move on to race 5. The only non-starter in race 5 is number 105, Steve Tideswell. That one I gave you after all the others. It came through late, so we may or may not have an addition in this. Dave Mears, number 139, will now have a 350 ride, but I don't know at this point in the programme whether he's been put in race 5 as a replacement for Steve Tideswell or in race 6 as a replacement for Bobby Graham. So the lineup: number 27, somebody called Gerald Short, I've heard of him. 1974 and 78 British 350 champion, former European champion. Jerry Short gets a bad start. And, well, I gave it to Steve Tideswell as a non-starter, the first man to show in that, Steve Tideswell. So, my information is not correct. Smack wrist for somebody in the paddock. My information has been clarified. Steve's only a non-starter in the 500, not in the 350. So, I know we're in Wales, but it's good news for Shropshire because we've got Shropshire 1-2 at the moment, with Andy Chalner out in front. In second place, Lynn Stanton, but Dave Mander trying to come on the outside. But it's Challoner now from Mander from Stanton. That's the 1, 2, 3 as they come off the bottom turn. Challoner, Mander, Stanton. In fourth place, number 127, Richie Scarborough. And here comes another Shropshire man, Wayne Broadhurst. So, Broadhurst up into third. Getting alongside his old pal there, Glenn Stanton goes into third place as Wayne. Trying to get on terms with Dave Mander. Into the last lap, Challoner looks behind him, then Mander, then Broadhurst, then Challoner, then Stanton, then Scarborough. Field Gaines on that a little bit, Ronnie Radcliffe surprisingly getting tailed off. Wayne Broadhurst going through into second, into the last turn, Challoner by about 30-40 metres. Dave Mander on the outside, Wayne Broadhurst on the inside, but Challoner gets there. Broadhurst second, Mander third, Scarborough fourth, Stanton fifth, and in sixth place was Steve Morris. Disappointing ride there for Jerry Short, back in about 8th or 9th place. Second place, number 158, Wayne Broadhurst. In third place, number 250, Dave Mander. In fourth place, number 127, Ricky Scarborough. In fifth place, 811, Glenn Stanton. In sixth place, number 134, Steve Morris. In seventh place, number 12, Tom Ledbetter. In 8th place, number 105, Steve Tideswell. In 9th place, number 27, Jerry Short. In 10th place, number 72, Ray Morris. And in 11th place, number 93, Ronnie Radcliffe. Race 5, 511, 158, 250, 127, 811, 134, 12, 105, 27, 72, 93. We move on to race 6, still with the 350s. I take it we've got Dave Mears in this somewhere, but the man who leads as they go past us for the first time is number 177, Dave Norris. So, Dr. Norris, veteran, leading on the first lap, but as we go down the back straight, we got a change of order. A whole bunch of them come up to Dave Norris, and as they come off the bend, it is leading number 139, Dave Mears on the PCS. So Mears in second place, number 118, Darren Pearson. Then Dave Norris and Darren Pearson throwing out a little bit of smoke, but it's Mears from Pearson, from Norris. And a gap back to the fourth place man. And that is Robbie Winterbird. Oh, Ron Winterbird. Usually very much a front runner in the 350 class. Back in fourth place at the moment, and Rod's got a busy day of course today. He's riding solos, he's also riding with his brother on the FZR Yamaha in the 1000 sidecars. They go into the last lap, the order still very much the same. Pearson trying to get on terms with Dave Mears, but as they come off the final turn, it's going to be a win for number 139, Dave Mears. In second place, number 118, Darren Pearson. Third, number 177, Dave Norris. In fourth place, was Rod Winterburn, and in first place was number 29, Billy Bourne. So, Billy Bourne, the trials exponent from Mark and Drayton, enjoying his rides on the grass after being introduced to the sport by Graham Jones, in fifth place in his first ride in race 6. Race 6, a win for number 139, Dave Mears. In second place, 118, Darren Pearson. In third place, number 177, Dave Norris. In fourth place, number 149, Rod Winterburn. In fifth place, number 29, Bill Bourne. In sixth place, number 61, Duncan Spate. In seventh place, number 71, Ian Wilson. In eighth place, number 39, Rob Southwell. In ninth place, number 223, Mike Bowden. In 10th place, number 37, Alan Bagshaw. In 11th place, number 291, John Wheatley. And in 12th place, number 270, Emrys Jones. Those numbers again: race 6, number 139, 118, 177, 149, 29, 61, 71, 39, 223, 37, 291 and 270. Across the page to race 7. They all go as shown in the programme, or they should do. So, we have got number 46, Andy Norris, with a change of passenger today as Mark Beaton in the chair. Number 6 is Russell Ling and Paul Uritz. Number 148, Rod Winterburn and Chris Winterburn. Number 8, Ben Stabler, with a new passenger, Tony Stark, who's never passengered an outfit before. Number 5, Gary Wright and Steve Wright. And number 18, Steve Allibone and Andy Bacon. Not any bacon, as shown in the programme. Well, we have 6 outfits on the programme, 6 on the line. The tape goes up all sideways, and we have a full start. I assume we have a full start anyway. Yeah, we do. Clark of the course with the red flag in the air. So Andy Norris will be well pleased about that, as he was parked on the line, and Rod Winterburn as well. So have a rerun. In race 8, we've got, I gave you 2 non-starters, number 1 Craig Cheatham and 52 Cherry Phillips, but just looking to my right, I see Paul Pinfold and Peter Jones watching the racing, so I can only assume they're non-starters with the Speedway outfit, because it's a little bit too bumpy. If I'm right, Paul, just nod. We're having better than that. We're having a straight from the horse's mouth. He's on his way to tell us why he's not racing.
We broke the gearbox in the first practice.
Right, they are, straight from the horse's mouth. Paul Pinfold and Peter Jones, unfortunately non-starters with a broken gearbox. So that's a pity, because always good stuff to watch. How many of you can remember Paul riding a Manx Norton at Sarn, Churchstoke, many years ago? The bloke stood behind me was in the chair, Brian Dunn. 1972. It's all right. 72, Paul. Long time ago. He started very young in the sport. Right. Good old days. I think that was the day Paul Norman had the head and barrels just completely blow off the cases, and Mellington Hall. Right, we have a restart. Race 7, they're all on the line. Andy Norris, Russell Ing, Rod Winterburn, Ben Stabler, Gary Wright, Steve Allibone. Right, away we go. Russell Ing, superstar. They're going to the first turn then. Russell Ing. 10 metres from Gary Wright in second place. Andy Norris in third. Ben Stabler, just taking nice and steady there at the back with new passenger. Never seen the lad before until today, Tony Stark. So, we are one crew missing, and that is the Winterburn. So I don't know what's happened to them. They were on the line for the initial start, but rather than Chris Winterburn now. On the Yamaha, leading from Gary Wright in second, Andy Norris in third, Steve Allymont in fourth, and in fifth place Ben Stabler. So the easy win, the cycle race of the afternoon goes to Rosling and Paul Yully. Second goes to Gary Wright and Steve Wright. Third place to Andy Norris and Mark Beaton. Fourth place to Steve Allymont and Aiken. And fifth place to Ben Stabler and Tony Stark. We'll give you confirmation of that result. First, number 6, Russell Ing. Second, at number 5, Gary Wright. Third, number 46, Andy Norris. Fourth, number 18, Steve Allybone. Fifth, number 8, Ben Stabler. 6, 5, 46, 18 and 8. We move on to race 8. Craig Cheetham is a non-starter. Terry Phillips is a non-starter. If you're a late comer, Terry Phillips took a nasty tumble in practice. And Paul Pinfold, as we've already learned, is also a non-starter. So, race 8 will be just 3 outfits. Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams. Gary, of course, from the Cheshire Centre. Kevin Williams, very much a local, lives in Shrewsbury. Alan Holmes, number 98, Alan Holmes and Anne Holmes. One of the veterans of 1000 sidecar racing from the northwest, and from the other end of the country, from Devon, number 50, Ian Macaulay and Rick Macaulay. Another man who's been in the sport for a considerable number of years. So on paper, I'm going to stick my neck out and say it looks like a win for Gary and Kevin, but who knows, anything can happen. Alan Holmes, Ian Macaulay, Gary Jackson. Well, we just got 2 outfits, Gary Jackson leading, Ian Macaulay in second. Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams out in front. Gary just back from a session at the TT. Kevin Williams, a man of many talents. With a few quick drivers in his side. A little wave off Kevin, I don't know what that was about, but then with Terry Phillips, Gordon Matthews, Jim Hood, Roger Rees, to name but few. Well, after all that, it looks as though Alan Holmes has got it all fired up and he's going to join the race after all, or is he? So, at least he'll get some points if he carries on. checkered flag and a win. And it's thank you for Gary Jackson. Number 50 in Macaulay. Rick Macaulay second. And Alan Holmes there going over the line in third. Alan Holmes, and I think they'll be credited with third place. So, the official result, have we?
This one, is it? Yeah. Got well, we should provide that for everybody else, but tell you what's a better one, you know, the Aeronautical Museum at Pascal. And you can go to the, I don't know whether you're interested in airplanes, it's good anyway. It's the museum, there's two big hangars, there's loads of outside equipment. And the market is quite expensive. We don't.
Right, the official results of race 8. We're just confirming whether Alan should be classed as a finisher or not. The clerk of the course says yes, so the race 8 goes to number 23, Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams. Second was number 50 in Macaulay and Rick Macaulay, and third place Alan Holmes, and Alan Holmes number 98. We move on to race 9. In this, we have got some quick outfits. We've got Alan Blewett and John Blewett, number 3. Former British Masters champions, of course, back in 1984. Lenny and Ray Foreman. We got Gary Moon, the Aussie Speedway man. Gary Moon with Steve Robbins in the chair. We got Ivan Matthews and Chris Spears. Who comes out in front of Ivan Matthews in second place. The Foreman's in third. Moon in fourth. Spears in fifth. So, Alan and John Blewett down from Darlington lead into the bottom turn for the second time. They won this meeting on this field last year. And Ivan come up the inside. So Ivan Matthews and Mick Dowse really pushing on hard. Ivan Matthews in second place at the moment. The Foreman's still up there in third. Gary Moon in fourth. I'm wondering with that Speedway outfit if the bumps down the bottom are a little bit hard going for the Aussie man, but it is still as they go into the last. Oh, and Ivan Matthews gets it all right, and Mick Dowse goes up the back, and well controlled up by Ivan. Mick will get back in, and they'll carry on. I'm sure they'll at least get a point for fifth place. Could have been a nasty moment that, but no harm done. Very lucky. And to our right, it's going to be a win for number 3. Next place goes to Gary Moon. Third place to the Foreman's. Fourth place to Chris Spears. And in fifth place, after that little incident, it's going to be number 15, Ivan Matthews and Mick Dowse. Of the afternoon, the only non-starter, number 105, Steve Tideswell. Race 10. Urgent call, rustling, needs some brake fluid. Ordinary brake, is it ordinary stuff? Universal brake fluid. Rustling is in need of some brake fluid. If anybody has a tin, I've got a tin in my car, but my car's at home, unfortunately. Needing some clutch fluid, believe it or not. So, can somebody help rustling out with some brake fluid? I'm sure you can. You probably have about 20 gallons of brake fluid now. Right. Where are we? We're race 10. Who have we got? We've got Tom Ledbetter here in the veteran stage. We've got Jerry Short. dare I say, also near in the veteran stage, and Jerry Short nearly put it over his head. That's got a big compliment visual, right? Starting Tiger Thomas, second place. But it's Tony Atkin. So you're down the right straight. Atkin leading by the proverbial mile. The Lake Trail in, Tony Atkin leading by about 30 or 40 metres from Tom Ledbetter in second place. Tiger Tom there, the lead in the bunch, in the pack. There's number 26, Pip Jones, young Pip Jones. Trevor Jones, short. Tom driver from Whitchurch in third place. But Tony Atkin really is pulling out all the stops. Some 30, 40, 50 metres up on top. Then Pip Jones, behind Pip Jones. Number 127, Richie Scarborough. Well, Pip Jones gets past Tiger Tom down the back straight. Ricky Scarborough now trying to get on terms with Tom. But as they go into the last lap, Tony Atkin is leading by about 60 metres now. Tony Atkin for Pip Jones, Tom Ledbetter and Ricky Scarborough. Then a long gap to number 61, Duncan Spade. And behind Duncan Spade, number 41, Rob Carter. We look to our left, very close to second, but no doubt about the winner. Number 10, Tony Atkin. Second place, Pip Jones. Third, Ricky Scarborough. Fourth, Tom Ledbetter. And in fifth place, it's going to be Duncan Spade. And behind him, number 41, Rob Carter. And behind Rob Carter was number 37, Alan Bagshaw. Win appropriately for number 10, Tony Atkin. In second place, number 26, Pip Jones. In third place, number 127, Ricky Scarborough. In fourth place, number 12, Tom Ledbetter. In fifth place, number 61, Duncan Spate. In sixth place, number 41, Rob Carter. In seventh place, number 37, Alan Bagshaw. In eighth place, number 223, and that is Mike Bowden. And in ninth place, number 343, Kev Phillips. So those numbers again: race 10 from the top, 10, 26, 127, 12, 61, 41, 37, 223 and 345. We move on to race 11. In race 11, two non-starters, number 79 Colin Earl and number 199 Dave Plain. The man to watching this, you don't need me to tell you, has got to be number 2 Peter Carr. You can't miss him. Pink leathers, pink and black leathers, right in the middle. And if I was a betting man, I'd have 10p on Peter Carr. Away they go. Into the first turn, John Priest leads. Peter Carr on the inside, and Peter Carr goes to the front. So, Peter Carr from John Priest, second place. Mark Ferry up there as well. But as they come around that bottom turn, Peter Carr leads John Priest, Mark Ferry, and alongside Mark Ferry, Dave Wright and Dave Wright, who recently got over with what a serious filming. It's up in the third place. That's the flying Peter Carr really has got it screwed on, and call him flamboyant, call him what you like, he's good stuff to watch. Carr leads then, John Priest having a great ride there in second place, and Mark Ferry in trouble, and Mark Ferry drops back to about 7th spot. So, the last lap flag at the ready for number 2, Peter Carr. Still John Priest in second place, under pressure from Dave Wright though. Dave Wright trying to go on the inside on the top turn. Still John Priest holds that second place, or does he know? Dave Wright comes through. Dave Wright and John Priest absolutely side by side to second place. So there's a checkered flag is prepared. It's going to be a win for number 2, Peter Carr. Second place goes to Dave Wright, number 38. Third to John Priest, number 5. And fourth place to Paul Tyler, number 398. And behind Paul Tyler was Ian Wilson. win for number 2, Peter Carr. In second place, number 38, Dave Wright. In third place, number 5, John Priest. In fourth place, number 398, Paul Tyler. In fifth place, number 71, Ian Wilson. In sixth place, number 188, Mark Ferry. In seventh place, number 85, Craig Haynes. In eighth place, number 362, Carl Gilbert. In ninth place, number 101, Steve Hall. And in 10th place, number 121, Jim Crew. Numbers 2, 38, 5, 398, 71, 188, 85, 362, 101 and 121. Interesting point about that race was that Paul Tyler, number 398, was on a 2-valve Java, so good ride for him there to finish in 4th place. Race 12, Graham Jones and on starter, his place taken by Andy Grimes. So, looking down the list, 10 over 15 Phil Ashcroft, and they go into the bottom turn. It was Phil Ashcroft by a whisker, but it's Paul Fry now who takes it up. So, Paul Fry round the outside, Phil Ashcroft still there in second place. In third place, number 118, Darren Pearson. Trying to get on turn to Phil Ashcroft as they go into the bottom turn. Pearson takes up second. So Phil Ashcroft relegated back to third. And Pearson now has Paul Fry in his sights. Fry leads from Pearson from Ashcroft. Making his way through the field, comes up in the 4th place. Meanwhile, the lead is 3, the order unchanged. Jonathan Sims now getting away from the pack. But he's got a lot to do to get the lead in 3 as we go into the last lap. It's Paul Fry from Darren Pearson, Phil Ashcroft, Jonathan Sims. Behind Jonathan Sims, Steve Williams, the local man from Ford. Steve, because of his business commitment, he'll get too many rides on the grass. When he rides, he always goes well. So, a win for Paul Fry, followed by Darren Pearson, Phil Ashcroft, Jonathan Sims, Steve Williams, and just pipping Steve on the line there, number 245, Sean Bickley. But no doubt about the winner, number 309, Paul Fry. 12, a win for number 309, Paul Fry. In second place was number 118, Darren Pearson. In third place, number 8, Phil Ashcroft. In fourth place, number 135, Jonathan Sims. In fifth place, number 245, Sean Bickley. In sixth place, number 329, Steve Williams. In seventh place was number 6. In eighth place, that's Terry Rollinson. In eighth place, number 89, and that is Paul Roman. In ninth place was 227, Rob Wilson. In 10th place, number 43, 11th, 109, and 12th, number 31. Those numbers again from the top: race 12, 309, 118, 8, 135, 245, 329, 689, 227, 43, 109, and 31. Over the page, race 13, 2 non-starters, Bobby Graham and Mark Chessel. So, Peter Lloyd in this, Gary Lloyd in this, Will James in this. As they go into first turn, it's Gary Lloyd and Will James, 1-2. And trying to get on terms with them there, Peter Lloyd. So, Lloyd and James. Nice and easy for a commentator, that. Gary getting it a little bit sideways, but still there, so it's Gary Lloyd, or it was Gary Lloyd, Peter Lloyd and Will James. It's now Peter Lloyd, Gary Lloyd and Will James. So, Pete Lloyd pulling out few metres on the rest of them as they go into that bottom turn. Peter Lloyd then leads from Gary Lloyd in second place. And making a big effort was number 9, Handley. Phil Vaughan back in about 6th spot at the moment. And off the bottom turn with a lap to go. Peter Lloyd with it very much under control. Gary Lloyd still in second place. Jason Handley in third. Wilkes really looking to be in some sort of trouble, going backwards. Not the Wilkes we know, back in 5th place at the moment. Off the bottom turn, a win for Peter Lloyd. Second place, Gary Lloyd. Third place, Jason Handley. Fourth place, Phil Vaughan. Fifth place, Trevor Evans. And sixth place was number 46, Will James. Race 13, a win for number 4, Peter Lloyd. In second place was number 22, Gary Lloyd. In third place, number 9, Jason Handley. In fourth place, number 29, Bill Bourne. In fifth place, number 19, Trevor Eden. In sixth place, number 46, Will James. Seventh place, number 30, Chris Dix. Eighth place, number 145, Carl Clark. And in ninth place, number 185, P. Bickley. Those numbers again: race 13, 4, 22, 9, 29, 19, 46, 30, 145 and 185. Right before the next race we can give you some, oh, they're underway, so we'll give you that after. Right, we move on to race number 14, and according to my information, we'll go and show you the programme. Off the bend, Richie Knight leads, Ronnie Radcliffe there in second. Third place, and the one in first time this afternoon, Mike Nicholson. Fourth place, Jason Stott. So, all pretty close, getting all locked up together, but Richie Knight it is who leads by, well, by a whisker. Ronnie Radcliffe, Jason Stott's up there. Up there, big crack of the race. 5 of them covered with a pocket handkerchief. And this is what 250 racing is all about. A bit like a 250 Grand Prix this. With a lap to go. It's still anybody's race. Ronnie Radcliffe in trouble, going backwards, taking big handfuls of throttle but getting nowhere. So just sorted out all the problems there for Richie Knight, and Richie Knight either missed the gear or something. Richie Knight going backwards, and it's Jason Stott leading now. So, still anybody's race. Jason Stott, Graham Thomas, who's it going to be? Stott gets there, Thomas second. Mike Nicholson third, Ronnie Radcliffe fourth, and Richie Knight fifth. Well, that was some 250 race. We must have had about 4 different leaders in that one, but the only one that matters is the man who's leading at the checkered flag. And race number 14 goes to number 94, Jason Stott, by a whisker. Number 94, Jason Stott. In second place was number 341, Graham Thomas. In third place, number 34, Mike Nicholson. In fourth place, number 93, Ron Radcliffe. In fifth place, number 229, Richie Knight. In sixth place, number 194, Lee Cooper. In seventh place, number 154, Jonathan Edwards. In eighth place, number 196, Matthew Klassen. In ninth place, number 145, Carl Clark. In 10th place, number 193, Andy Bates. And in 11th place, number 223, Mike Bowden. The result again, race 14, 94, 314, 34, 93, 229, 194, 154, 196, 145, 193 and 223. So we move on to race 15. Non-starters in this: Kevin Lanchester, Dave Mears, Jerry Short. We're seeing the man from the southeast, John Dormer, challenging 10-time British champion Mark Wadsworth, and disaster again for young Carl Wilkes. Well, Carl had a tumble in his first ride and he's got machine troubles in his second ride, so the Telford teenager goes out of the Leighton Lazor for this year, but he'll be back. The XAMCA motocross lad. Got a bright future in front of him if he sticks to Grasstrack racing, but not today. So, we are back with the two leaders. Into the last lap, John Dormer, trying all he knows to get around the outside of Mark Wadsworth. Steve Deeren still there in third place. In fourth place, still number 21, Rob Almond. Well, is Mark doing just enough to win, or is he getting pushed really hard by John Dormer? Maybe he's got a little bit in hand, I don't know. But Mark Wadsworth wins it. John Dormer in second, Steve Deeren is third, Rob Almond is fourth. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth place was number 48, Paul Reed. Race 15, the official result: a win for number 344, Mark Wadsworth. In second place, number 76, John Dormer. In third place, number 433, Steve Deeren. In fourth place, number 21, Rob Almond. In fifth place, number 48, Paul Reed. And in sixth place, number 343, Steve. Get me right, Kev Phillips. 344, 76, 433, 21, 48 and 343. So the 250s have all had two rides. We move back to the 500 sidecars, race 16. And they all go as shown in the programme. We've got Rob Williams, who had a super ride first time out, won his heat. We've got Kevin Lloyd, we've got Brian Palmer, we've got Jerry Squirrel, and we've got Roger Newman. So race 16 should be a cracker. We'll give you an update on the 250s. They've all had two rides. Looking down the list, in no particular order. It's lowest scores today, which makes it a little bit harder for the lap scores, but nevertheless, after two rides, I always look for 12s or 24s. I'm looking for 2s. 2, Mark Wadsworth. On 3 points, Jason Stott. On 4 points, Mike Nicholson. On 4 points, Graham Thomas. On 6 points, John Dormer. On 7 points, Ronnie Ratcliffe. On 7 points, Steve Deeren. On 9 points, Rob Almond. On 8 points, Richie Knight. Missed him out. Who else have we got? On 11 points, Lee Cooper. Also on 11 points, Paul Reed. So, Mark Wadsworth, 2 rides, 2 wins, 2 points. Jason Stott, 2 rides, 1 win, 1 second, 3 points. Mike Nicholson, 2 rides, 1 win, 1 third, 4 points. And Graham Thomas, 2 rides, 2 seconds, 4 points. That's an update on the 250s. We're back with the 500 chairs. Kevin Lloyd gets away. Brian Palmer in second place. Brian Canning in third place. Rob Williams in fourth. Roger Newman in fifth. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down the back straight. Rob Williams, who had that tremendous ride first time out, back in fourth at the moment. Can the Welshman get on terms? I know he's got a lot of supporters here today, but at the moment he's trailing a little bit. The Midland centre man out in front from Tony Drew in second place. Another Midland Drew in third. So Kevin Lloyd, former solo man, leads from Brian Palmer in second place. Brian Canning, getting grilled in third place. Rob Williams in fourth. Leading two, just getting away a little bit. Last last lap flag at the ready, but Kevin Lloyd looks to have this one under control. Brian Palmer trying everything he knows. But it's Kevin Lloyd leading into the last lap by about 20 metres. From Palmer, from Squirrel, from Rob Williams. Still at the back. Well, the only likelihood to the change is can Rob Williams get on terms with Jerry Squirrel. We're off the last corner to win for Kevin Lloyd. Second place to Brian Palmer. Third place to Jerry Squirrel. Fourth place to Rob Williams. And fifth place to Roger Newman. In second place, number 71, Brian Palmer and Craig Herbert. In third place, number 4, Jerry Squirrel and Paul Stafford. In fourth place, number 14, Rob Williams and Carwyn Jones-Davis. And in fifth place, number 75, Roger Newman and Mark Newman. 7, 71, 4, 14 and 75. That was race 16. We move on to race 17. The only non-starter officially is Dave Howells. Be interesting to see if we're going to get Carl Squirrel and John Ellis out. They took that quite horrific tumble first time out. Whether or not they're going to make it for race 17, I don't know. We've had no feed from the paddock as to the situation, and as I look across, I think you'll find that Carl Squirrel has called it a day and he's already left. So Carl Squirrel non-starter race 17, Dave Howells non-starter, so we're left with 3 crews. Number 438, Kevin Good and Dick Oldroyd. Number 49, Brian Canning and Colin Lewis. And number 887, Jim Rowlands and Mark Griffiths. So on paper, with all respect to the others, is it going to be Brian Canning and Colin Lewis? If anybody wants a free Midland Centre fixture list, we've got a few spares in the PA van. Put your head through the door and help yourself to a fixture list. Well, am I going to be proved wrong? Getting good and Dick Oldroyd. Tremendous start. But as they go down the back straight, it's Brian Canning who takes it up. So Brian Canning leads. In second place, Kevin Good. And in third place, Jim Rowland. Brian Canning, when he was riding solos, always rode number 49. He was always known for smart machinery, always turned out tidy, and he's carried that on since he's turned to 500 chairs. Always nice, clean machinery. And Brian, of course, no longer a teenager. Still going very, very competitively. In fact, probably going more competitively on a 500 chair than he did on a solo. So Canning leads by the proverbial mile as they go into the last lap. Jimmy Rowland, the local man, Mark Griffiths in the share on the top. Trying to get on terms with Kevin Good, but Jimmy Rowland making a big effort on the last lap. Into the bottom turn, could be anybody for second. For the winner, whoops, Jim. Well, Jimmy Rowland gets it onto one wheel and then back onto 3. He'd love to stay on its wheels, but only gets third place. So a win there for number 49, Brian Canning and Colin Lewis. In second place, number 438, Kevin Good and Dick Oldroyd. And in third place, number 889, Jimmy Rowland and Mark Griffiths. It's Kevin Good and Dick Oldroyd with a fourth and a second. Rob Williams on 5 points with a first and a fourth. So, the 500 chairs, not a foregone conclusion today. with Brian Palmer on 3, Brian Canning on 3, Kevin Lloyd on 4, Rob Williams on 5, Jerry Squirrel on 5, and remember, points are added to points scored in the final. The winner of the meeting is not necessarily the man who wins the final, it's the man with the most points. Could we have the PA engineer, please, to the PA van? The PA engineer to the PA van. Thank you. Race 18, we've got Ricky Scarborough, we've got Jerry Short, Tom Ledbetter, Wayne Broadhurst, Ray Morris, Alan Bagshaw, Duncan Spain, Bill Bourne, Dave Norris, Ian Wilson, Bob Southwell. That's the lineup, and as they get off the line, it is Knocker Norris leading. And alongside him is Ricky Scarborough, and as they go into the first turn, it's Scarborough, Norris, Broadhurst, big turn. Short, back turn by 4 spots. Down the back straight, Norris leads. Coming on terms is Wayne Broadhurst, but Ricky Scarborough nearly dropped it going in that bottom turn, but he's still with us. It is still Norris, Scarborough, Broadhurst, Short, and behind them Billy Bourne, and behind Billy Bourne from Ledbetter. This looks like being a good one. Wayne Broadhurst trying to get up turn to the 2 leaders. As they go into the bottom turn, Ricky Scarborough on the inside, Knocker Norris on the outside. Wayne Broadhurst third, then Shorty, and then Tom Ledbetter and young Bill Bourne having a tremendous scrap. Wayne Broadhurst goes to the front, but Ricky Scarborough not beaten yet, trying to get back on terms with Wayne as they go into the bottom turn. Broadhurst, Scarborough, Norris, and behind them in 4th place Jerry Short, then Billy Bourne, and behind Bill Bourne Tom Ledbetter with a lap to go. The race isn't over yet. Ricky Scarborough trying all he knows, and Ricky Scarborough dives through on the inside, and that was a brave move, a tremendous top turn by Ricky Scarborough. But Wayne's having none of it, he's coming back on the inside. What a super race. Broadhurst goes wide and Scarborough surely through on the inside. Or is he? No, Broadhurst wins it. Scarborough second. Norris third, Short fourth, Bourne fifth. In 6th place, number 71, Ian Wilson, and behind Ian Wilson was Duncan Spate. Well, 39 and 37. Right, race number 19, the next race on your programme, still with a 350s, only non-starter in this as far as we know, is Bobby Graham, number 69. So we assume that we have an addition to the programme, number 139, Dave Mears. We've not had it official from the paddock, but I assume that will happen. And as we look to our left, indeed, we do have Dave Mears with us. So, Colin lead. Mears up there in 2nd place at the moment as they go down the back straight. In 3rd place is Dave Mander. That's the 1, 2, 3. Glenn Stanton up there with a leading bunch in about 4th or 5th place. But as they come off the turn, it's Challoner leading. Andy Challoner by about 20 metres from Dave Mander. Dave Mears. And behind Dave Mears was Steve Morris. Double there, number 270 with a misfire, that's Everest Jones. Number 291, John Wheatley, the veteran from the Cheshire Centre, also with a misfire. John right at the back in obvious trouble. Challoner leads, a half distance then from Mander, Mears. And coming through the field, Darren Pearson already up into 4th place. But Darren Pearson has got a lot to do. He's going to get on terms with Challoner. But Darren Pearson, big effort, but here comes Dave Mander. Dave Mander trying to get around the outside of Challoner into the last lap. Still, those 4 and from Dave Mander put in a tremendous effort down the back straight. It's all about the last turn. Dave will go in wide, trying to come round the outside, which he does, and he gets there. Well, a tremendous last turn. Mander wins. Challoner second, Mears third, Pearson fourth, and Steve Morris fifth, and Lynn Stanton sixth. Well, I don't know who was more surprised there, Andy Challoner or me. I really thought that David took on too much trying to go around the outside on that last turn, but that was a bit of good stuff. 19 then, the official result. A win for number 250, Dave Mander. In second place, number 511, Andy Challoner. In third place was number 139. In fourth place, 139 was, of course, Dave Mears. In fourth place, number 118, Darren Pearson. In fifth place, number 134, Steve Morris. In sixth place, 811, Flynn Stanton. In seventh place, 149, Rod Winterburn. In eighth place was number 93, Ron Ratcliffe. Ninth, number 223, Mike Bowden. And in 10th place, number 270, Emrys Jones. Emma Jones, I should say. My apologies for not speaking good Welsh. Race 19 then, 250, 511, 139, 118, 134, 811, 149, 93, 223 and 270. Race 20, back with the big chairs, non-starters we know, Steve Smith and Terry Phillips. And many news on Rodney Winterburn, why Rod and Chris aren't riding in the big chairs, or why they didn't come out first time. Maybe somebody can enlighten us on that one, or whether they are going to come out in race 21. All the 350s have had 2 rides now, and looking down the sheet, nobody on a maximum score. The best is Wayne Broadhurst on 3, a win and a second. On 4 is Dave Mander, a win and a third. Oh, also on 3, Andy Challoner, a win and a second. So the 2 cousins, Andy and Wayne, top of the pile. Once again in the 350 class, and how many times have we seen that over the last couple of years? But there's a long way to go. There's another heat and there's a final yet. So, Challoner on 3, Broadhurst on 3, Mander on 4, Dave Mears on 4. Away we go. Blewett leads into the first turn. Matthew second, and the flying Aussie, Gary Moon, comes up. He's still there. So, Gary Moon, your Roman away look-alike, in second place. I haven't got the right programme, haven't I? Right, Blewett leads, with son John in the chair, Gary Moon and Steve Rollins in second place. I'm Matthew, Mick Dowd in third. And in fourth place there, Andy Norrish and Mark B. Well, the field getting strung out a little bit. Mick Dowd on the worst hanging in there in third place. Alan and John wide some 20-30 metres as they go off the back straight for the last time. Moon and Robbins in second. Matthews and Dowd still there in third. And that's the order I think will stay. One win on the FZ arm. All the Blewett. Got him in second. Diamond Matthews third. And Andy Norrish in fourth. Right, we can give you the confirmation of that result. Race 20, a win for number 3, Alan and John Blewett. In second place, number 86, Gary Moon and Steve Robbins. In third place, number 15, Ivor Matthews and Mick Dowd. And in fourth place, number 46, Andy Norrish and Mark Beaton. We move on to race 21. We already know that there's some doubt over Rod Winterburn, but Russell Ing I can already see out on the track. Who else have we got out there? We've got Gary Jackson, can see him. We've got Macaulay, Spears, we've got the Foreman brothers. So I think we are going to be missing Rod Winterburn. Well, we're certainly without the Winterburn brothers, and Ian McCauley also looks to be missing 4 outfits. Looks very much like Chris Spears in the yellow leathers, certainly Rustling in the mauve and pink. Certainly Gary Jackson over on the far side, and certainly the Foreman's second from the far side. So looks as though we're short of Winterburns and Ian McCauley.
Yeah.
Have the orange,
Well, all you got to do is take
Get underway then. Ready, closed up there. Well, Gary Jackson going very, very wide on the first turn, and Ian McCauley, who eventually got to the line, albeit very late, goes out on the first bend. So McCauley, Ian McCauley and Rick McCauley go out on the very first turn. So, Lennon Ray having a super ride there in second spot, Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams in third, and Lennon Ray really going very, very quickly. Up the back straight, coming under pressure from Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams. Rustling and Paul Uritz and Foreman still holding that second spot, and Gary Jackson trying all he knows, tries to go up the outside, drops back. Well, what's Gary's tactics? Tries it on, but he doesn't get there, so England wins. Foreman second, Gary Jackson third. And in fourth place it is Chris Spears and Eddie Alvis. So the official results for race number 21, a win for number 6, Rustling and Paul Uritz. In second place, number 149, Lennon Ray Foreman. In third place, number 23, Gary Jackson and Kevin Williams. In fourth place, number 53, Chris Spears and Eddie Alvis. And in fifth place, number 50, Ian McCauley and Rick McCauley. In 6, 149, 23, 53 and number 50. We move on to race 22, still with the big chairs. In race 22, non-starters are going to be number 1, Craig Cheatham, number 10, Paul Pinfold. So we should see 4 outfits on the line: Ben Stabler, Gary Wright, Steve Allibone and Alan Holmes. Then we got 4 500 each, then we got the interval. We've already got a lot of announcements. If you want to have your meeting or whatever announced free, just come and see us in the PA van. Preferably write down what you want us to announce, and that will be done during the lunch break, or during the during the break, lunch break, tea break, or whatever, coffee break. Refreshments are on sale, of course, around the track if you haven't brought your own. So we have a draw as well. I think the draw is for a television. A television is the prize in the draw. I hope everybody's sent the videos to do the TT this afternoon.
I've been watching they get started. Get started. Every race.
Well, Gary Wright and in front. Tailed off a little bit at the moment, surprisingly, Steve Allibone. So, Gary Wright leads. Ben Stabler second. In third place, number 98, Alan Holmes. So the order still very much the same. Last leg of the race. Still, and in front, number 5. Still in second place, Ben Stabler and Tony Stark. Alan Holmes still third. Steve Allibone still fourth. Oh, convincing win there for Gary and Steve Wright on the CV Kawasaki. Second place goes to Ben Stabler and Tony Stark. Tony Stark, you recall I said earlier, hadn't met Ben Stabler until today, never been on an outfit before in his life, and he comes here, meets up with Ben, and he's out there racing. Just hope he's enjoying himself. Right, race number 22, a win for number 5, Gary Wright and Steve Wright. In second place, number 8, Ben Stabler and Tony Stark. In third place, number 98, Alan Holmes and Anne Holmes. And in fourth place, number 18, Steve Allibone and Andy Baker. So all the 1,000 chairs have now had 2 rides. We move on to race number 23, back with the 500 solos. Non-starter in race 23, number 3, Graham Jones, number 69, Bobby Graham. So we've got Paul Fry against Pip Jones, Dave Wright, Tom Ledbetter, Darren Pearson. Interesting one. And who else have we got? We got Trevor Edden, who won at Evesham last night. 1,000 chairs, they've all had 2 rides. An update on the situation. You don't need me to tell you that Alan Blewett and John Blewett have had 2 rides and 2 wins. Rustling, Paul Uritz, 2 rides, 2 wins. Gary and Steve Wright going very well on 3 points, a second and a win. Gary Moon and Steve Robbins without a win so far, but they've had 2 seconds, they're on 4. Lennon Ray on 5, Alan Holmes on 6, Ian McCauley on 7, Andy Norrish on 7, Ben Stabler on 7, and so on. We're back with the 500s. Well, looking for Paul Fry, and he's trying to confuse us, hiding in the middle of the pack. So, as they come off the bottom turn for the first time, Paul trying to get through. But Darren Pearson leading. He leads down the right stretch on lap 2. Paul Fry still trying to get on terms with Pearson, but it's Pearson as they come off the bottom turn. Fry trying to go around the outside. Switch to the inside, but it's Pearson from Fry. In third place, Chris Jones and Paul Fry have 1 step past. So, Paul Fry, Darren Pearson, Chris Jones in third. And behind Pip Jones was Jonathan Sims and Dave Wright. Well, problems on the top turn. Darren Pearson goes out. So, that's bad luck because he really has been going very well, and it looks as though he's took a knock or something. Checkered flag goes out, and well, I thought Darren Pearson just pulled out of mechanical problems, but he jumped off the bike and it appears he took a knock or caught his foot or something, and well, just getting some attention. So it's really bad luck because he has been going very, very well.